Hello students, in the last class we have discussed the spontaneity of the reaction. According to the driving force, the process which is having negative enthalpy or the process in which energy of the system is decreasing, that process, that reaction is spontaneous. But there are so many processes where enthalpy of the reaction is positive, but the reactions are or the process is spontaneous. By that we come to know that enthalpy is not only the factor to decide the spontaneity of the reaction. There are so many reactions where delta H value is positive or delta H value is 0. It means the change in enthalpy of the system is 0 or the enthalpy change of the system is positive. Even though they are positive or 0, the reactions are spontaneous. By those examples, we come to know that enthalpy is not only the factor to decide the spontaneity of a reaction. There are some other reasons. For example, mixing of two gases. Whenever we mix two gases, there is no change in enthalpy. Delta H value is 0. Neither the system absorbs heat energy or releases heat energy, just they diffuse, just they mix. Here they are mixing because to increase its randomness. Second example, whenever we put a drop of ink in water in a beaker, then the ink will slowly spreads. When the ink is there, the molecules are very close. Whenever we put that ink in a drop of ink in that water, the molecules are moving away. So here there is another factor where the spontaneity of the reaction depends. That factor is nothing but randomness. I will take another one example. Whenever sodium chloride is dissolved in water or ammonium chloride is dissolved in water, and the dissolution of ammonium chloride in water is a endothermic reaction, endothermic process. It means delta H value is positive. Even though delta H value is positive, but the process is spontaneous because here the molecules are moving away. The ions are separated. Ammonium ion and chloride ions are separated. It means there is increase in the randomness of the system. Randomness nothing but irregular arrangement of particle. Whenever ammonium chloride in the solid state, the molecules are regularly arranged. Whenever you put that sodium chloride or ammonium chloride in water, or simply water soluble any salt, when you put in water, the molecules are separated, the ions are separated. It means there is irregular arrangement of particles. It means there is increase in the randomness. So the second factor which decides the spontaneity of the reaction is randomness. There are some examples for that. There are other processes where the randomness of the system is increased. Evaporation of water. Evaporation of water, that is, it is an endothermic process. Whenever water is evaporated, there is increase in the randomness. Dissolution of ammonium chloride, it is also endothermic process, but here there is increase in the randomness. Decomposition of calcium carbonate, So this calcium carbonate, whenever it decomposes, CaCO3, when it decomposes, it is solid, calcium oxide solid, carbon dioxide gas. It means here there is increase in the randomness, solid, solid, regular arrangement is there, randomness we can say 0. Here also randomness is 0, but carbon dioxide is in the gaseous state. Here the randomness of the system may be maximum. So anyway, or overall there is increase in the randomness of the system. So this reaction, this process is spontaneous. Okay, now we can conclude that the reactions where they are spontaneous, either there is decrease in the enthalpy of the system, that is there is negative, they have a negative enthalpy value, or there is increase in the randomness. Some examples shown that the reaction is exothermic. Because of that exothermic nature, it shows spontaneous, or it shows its spontaneity. And some reaction shows that because of increase in the randomness, the reactions or the process will show spontaneity. It means enthalpy and randomness will decide the spontaneity of a reaction, but randomness not only decide the spontaneity of the reaction. For example, liquefaction of gases and solidification of liquid. Liquefaction of gases means conversion of a gas into liquid. Just we are collecting the gas, just by applying pressure and maintaining a certain temperature, slowly a gas converts to liquid. Whenever we maintain certain pressure and certain temperature, the gas spontaneously converts into a liquid. In the same way, whenever we maintain certain temperature to a liquid, spontaneously it converts to a solid. In these reactions, actually there is decrease in the randomness of the system. A gas is converted into liquid, it means there is decrease in the randomness. A liquid is converted into a solid, it means that there is decrease in the decrease in the randomness. Even though in these processes there is decrease in the randomness, but they are spontaneous reactions, spontaneous process. It means that randomness is not going to be decide the reason for the spontaneity of a reaction. It means spontaneity cannot be decided on the basis of enthalpy. Spontaneity cannot be decided on the basis of randomness. So both will lead the spontaneity of the reaction. The overall tendency of a driving force for a process R, overall tendency means driving force for a process, its tendency is to minimize the energy of the system and increase the randomness of the system. Wherever the system is attaining minimum energy, wherever the system attaining a maximum randomness, these two factors decide the spontaneity of a reaction or spontaneity of a process. Okay, now after the discussion of randomness, we come to know that another one thermodynamic factor or quantity which is responsible for the spontaneity of the reaction, that is called entropy. Entropy nothing but it is the degree of randomness or disorder of a system. Whether the system is in order or whether the system has disorder or randomness, The measure of that randomness we are measuring in terms of entropy. Entropy means the degree of randomness or disorder of a system. Entropy is denoted by S. As the S value goes on increase, that is as the randomness also increase. As the randomness increase, the value of S is higher. Okay, as you know that all substances have solids, liquids and gases. They are exist in solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. For a given substance, crystalline solid state has the lowest entropy, minimum entropy. Crystalline solids have a minimum entropy or lowest entropy, and the gaseous state has highest entropy. For example, we have oxygen. When it is in the form of gas, it has maximum entropy. If we liquefy that oxygen to liquid oxygen, its randomness decreased, entropy decreased. If you again cool it into solid, that is oxygen is converted into a crystalline solid oxygen, then its entropy is minimum. It means the crystalline state of a particular substance has the lowest entropy and the gaseous state of the substance has the maximum entropy. Okay, next, the order of randomness or entropy of different state is given by gases has maximum, whereas solids have minimum, and liquids are in between. It means liquids have lesser entropy than gas and higher entropy than solids. Just like internal energy, enthalpy, entropy is also a state function. It means it depends upon initial state and the final states. Its value depends upon initial state and the final state and independent of the path. So entropy is also a state function. The change in entropy of a given system is given by delta S equals to S2 minus S1, where S2 is the entropy of the final state, S1 is the entropy of the initial state. The difference between S2 and S1 will give change in change in entropy. In a particular chemical reaction, the change in entropy is given by Sp minus Sr. Sp, entropy of the product, minus entropy of the reactant. Okay. Mathematically, the entropy of the system or the change in entropy of the system or degree of randomness can be arrived as follows. When a system absorbs heat energy, there is increase in the kinetic energy of the particles. Hence, there is increase in the disorderness or randomness. So, we can say the change in enthalpy is directly proportional to amount of heat energy absorbed. For example, we have one system. It has certain entropy. Whenever we supply heat energy or whenever that system absorbs heat energy, because of absorption of heat energy, there is increase in the kinetic energy of the molecules. As there is increase in the kinetic energy of the molecules, there is increase in the disorderness. So we can say there is increase in the randomness. So change in randomness or change in entropy of a system is directly proportional to amount of heat energy absorbed. Higher you are going to supply heat energy, there is more increase in the entropy. Less, there is less increase in the entropy. Means delta S is directly proportional to Q. Okay. For the same amount of heat energy is absorbed at lower temperature, the disorder is more than at high temperature. If we have two systems, one system is at lower temperature, another system is at higher temperature. When we supply same amount of heat energy to both the system, certain fixed amount of energy is supplied to both the system. The system which is at lower temperature, that there is large increase in the change in entropy. Understood? The system which is at high temperature, there is less increase in the entropy. It means delta S, that is change in randomness, change in entropy of the system, is inversely proportional to its temperature. For example, we have ice which is at below 0 degree Celsius or 0 degree Celsius, below 0 degree Celsius, consider, because at 0 degree Celsius there is an equilibrium, that is freezing as well as melting, fusing, both takes place at same time. So leave it. One system is at below 0 degree Celsius, another system is at 1 degree or 2 degree Celsius. We have same amount of water. One is at below 0 degree and another one is at 1 degree Celsius. When we supply same amount of heat energy to both, the ice has minimum randomness. On supplying supplying heat energy, there is a large change in the entropy of the system, whereas the system which is at 2 degrees Celsius, there is little increase in the entropy of the system. So by these two we can say that entropy change is inversely proportional to temperature of the system, whereas entropy change is directly proportional to amount of heat absorbed by the system. By this discussion we can give a mathematical relationship between change in enthalpy, amount of heat energy, and its temperature is by delta S is equals to Q reversible by T. Here this process is a reversible process and isothermal process. Okay. Hence, entropy change during a process is defined as, this mathematical form can be explained like this. Entropy change during a process is defined as the amount of heat absorbed isothermally and reversibly divided by absolute temperature at which the heat is absorbed. At what temperature the system is absorbing heat energy and how much amount of heat energy, the ratio of these two values nothing but change in entropy of the system. This mathematical form is written as a definition here, that is, entropy change during a process is defined as the amount of heat absorbed, Q reversible, isothermally and reversibly, that is the condition of the process, divided by absolute temperature at which the heat is absorbed. Okay. Then the unit of entropy in SI system is joules per Kelvin per mole, in other system calories per Kelvin per mole. Okay, now characteristics, properties of entropy or characteristics of entropy. First one, entropy is an extensive property. It means that the entropy of a system depends upon the amount of matter present in the system, so it is an extensive property. It means as the amount in the system increases, there is increase in the entropy, so it is an extensive property. Second one, entropy is a state function. Entropy is a state function, that is, change in entropy values depends upon only the initial state and the final state, and it is independent of the path, so it is a state function. Third one, the entropy change for a cyclic process is 0. Already I told you, in cyclic process the initial state and the final state of the system remain same. So whatever the conditions of initial state, the same condition will be at the final state. So there is no change in entropy of the system. So delta S value is 0. Then the entropy change in the equilibrium state is 0. Whenever a process is at equilibrium, the change in entropy or entropy change at equilibrium is 0. For all natural processes, the entropy of the system is increasing. That is, the change in entropy value is positive. For all natural process, whatever the processes are going on in the nature, in those the entropy of the system or entropy of the process is positive. There is increase in the entropy of the universe. Okay. In a reversible process, the change in entropy, that is total change in entropy, is 0. If the process is reversible, then total change in entropy is equal to 0. This total change in entropy is given by change in entropy of the system plus change in entropy of the surrounding. If the system is gaining entropy, if the system has positive entropy, then surrounding has a negative entropy and opposite of that. Okay. For an adiabatic process which is reversible, the total change in entropy equal to 0. These are some characteristic properties of entropy. By this, I am going to conclude today's video. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.